Alrighty, well, I got to set the spring pressure in the wastegates. So I got the line hooked up here to a little regulator to the air. I can look in the wastegate and see where it opens. And if I crank it up, you see it just barely starts to flicker at 8. That's 8. And that's 10. Wide open at 10. So I would say that spring is a 7 or 8 pound spring in there. Kind of slick though. It works. So now I'm going to take it apart and put more spring in there, because I want like 14 pounds, 12, 14, somewhere in there I think is what I'm going to start with. So I'll go do that. Okay, well, I took it apart and this spring was in there, so that'll be a 7 pounder. I just watched a video and apparently this one is supposed to be about 6 and that one's supposed to be about 4. So I think I'm going to put this one in there and try that and see what happens. Might have to put them all in, but we'll see. Alright, I was shooting for 14, so like, I don't know if you can see this, but I'll crank it up and it cracks right at about 13 3/4, and then it's open at 15 and a half. So that should be about what I want. So that is the tall middle spring and the little spring. So I'll do the other one the same and see if it tests out the same. That should be about what I want anyways. So I'm thinking you have the pressure on the diaphragm from here, but you also have exhaust pressure on the piston, so that's going to take a little bit of it away. So I'm thinking it's going to be 14 pounds. That's what I'm shooting for anyway. Okay, back at her. So now that everything's mocked up in here, and I got a plastic elbow. It was white, I painted it black. It'll kind of blend in. For that, I can get the mounts made for those air cleaners. I'm going to do that rolled edge on all the aluminum pipes, and then everything's going to be clamped in for good now. And I'll trim this away a bit more while I have it all apart. And yeah, then I can build that later. And I can, yeah, start wiring everything in, or tightening up everything and hooking up everything for good. Coming somewhere. Alright, well, here's one that's smooth. And this one has the ridge on it. So the pipe doesn't slide off. You know, pipe goes on, hose clamp goes on, can't slide back. And I'm doing it with these electrical pliers. See these things? Super slick. You just, let's see if I can show you. Slide it on like that, so the crown's pointed up, and give it a squeeze. Look at that, puts a bump in there. You just work your way all the way around, and next thing you know, you have a rolled edge. No need for a bead roller. It's really fast. Okay, works. Okay, I was playing with the wastegates, and then I got definitely talked out of having that much boost, so I knocked her back. Should be around 9, 10, hopefully. And the wastegates are on, and the air lines are plumbed to the pipe. They're both on, so now I still have to build the pipes off of there. All the cold side stuff is made now, other than a mount for both of these air cleaners in the center so they don't rattle. But they came out nice and even. Look pretty cool in there. Kind of see through the grill. I'm going to put a little shield on the mount, stop the bugs and water from going in from the front, but it'll get air most of the way around. Yeah, so that'll fit. Yeah, everything's on. These are on tight now. I can carry along with other stuff. Blow-off valves on. Yeah, wastegates are on. Got the oil feeds to do to the tops of the turbo still, because the drains are in. And the water coolant to the tops of the turbo, but I have to put the wastegate pipes on first because the is going to be tight getting the coolant tubes out. I don't know how they're going to fit yet. Might have to have some creative plumbing. She's looking kind of cool though. Yeah, so my friend down in the States said if I would have put 15 pounds, I'd probably be at 1150 tire power, and that's more than I want to have in this. It'll break things, and probably the engine. So detune her a little bit, it'll still be ridiculous.